Hey Guru, it's Sunday, last Sunday of August, whatever the date may be, 28th, something like that, 29th. Haven't made a video in a long time. I'm not sure how long the battery on the camera is going to last, so I'll talk, and when the battery on the camera dies, that will be the end of the video. I want to start out by saying, yes, I have a cone head. I washed my hair this morning. I like wrapping it up in this nice and tight because it dries it out and keeps it from dripping on me. Also, it makes the dreads nice and tight. Um, that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. It's not a turban, it's a shirt with a couple of things wrapped around it to press it. Um, I think it's the look of the future, though. I think this is going to be catching on. You're going to see lots of people with hair like this. But the funny thing is, I keep on hitting it on things when I walk under them. Anyway, the haven't made a video in a while. As I mentioned, the weather here is really nice actually. It's been hot and then it cooled down the last couple days, and it's like highs in the 70s. Clear, low humidity, comfortable. Um, we're gearing up for fall soccer. Actually, we did practices all week with the middle school boys. Sarah's been organizing for Taryn's team, which is U7. And Taryn had his first two practices, and I guess he spent the first practice crying the whole time um, because of the uncertainty of it all. We took Bryn up Friday back to Whitman, so she's gone, and we are down to three kids in our house, and Gareth has been gone for the last 24 hours or so. In gearing up for soccer yesterday, Gareth and his friend Riley helped me and Rocky Dillenberg, who's the high school girls coach, move some goals. He had a truck, so we rented a trailer and moved a bunch of soccer goals across town. And then I spent the rest of the day lining fields. I lined 4 U7 fields and 2 U9 fields. This evening I'll line 2 U11 fields that we're also going to use for our middle school in-town games. Luckily this fall we've organized it so that I only have to coach the travel team. And we did practices this week with 55 boys, kind of a camp, kind of basic skills thing. And then we divided them up into 5 teams, and we have 5 different coaches for them. And I'm doing select team. We're actually doing a select team this year because we've got enough boys that we can't put them all on the team. And then somebody else should be coaching a younger select team, but I need to find a coach because the guy who was going to do it is unable to. So yeah, that's it's been kind of crazy busy with that for the last week. Um, let's see. Oh, there was something else I was going to tell you, but I can't remember, and it's not on my list of soccer things. Oh, I've been, you know, you may not know this, but I follow the Los Angeles Galaxy. It's a soccer team, and they've been doing really well this season, and they've really tanked of late. And it's frustrating. Last night I watched them, and they lost 2-0 to Kansas City, and they just played like crap. They were horrible. It was depressing. Lots of mistakes, tentative, not going for the ball, not trying to win the ball, and it's frustrating. And also, it's one of those things where your expectations are, set you up for failure. So, in 2005 or 2006 and 2007, when the Galaxy were really, really bad, 2008 as well, you get used to them playing so badly and you don't expect much and you just watch. But now, they played so well the first half of the season, and now they're tanking, and it just kind of rips your guts out because you expect more from them. Anyway, so I was grumpy last night after their game. Work's going a little better. I finished my draft strategic plan, which was a lot of work, and a week ago on Thursday, I presented it to the management team, and it was fairly well received. It's one of those things where I present it and not very many people say much, and a couple of people are positive, and then you move on. But it does look like we're getting a funding increase, which is important because otherwise we can't pay our bills. The I didn't tell you last weekend, not this weekend, the weekend before. I took Friday off and went with Scott Fairley, my neighbor across the street, and Kit Morgan, who's a public defender in town here. And we went backpacking in the Wallowa Mountains, and it was awesome. It's gorgeous up there. Um, we I didn't take the camera though because Bryn had it out and the battery was dead when I left Friday morning. So it's about a 2-hour drive from here up to Wallowa, up to, and this was near where Sarah and I went on our cabin trip. But you hike up into the Wallowa Mountains, and actually the geology up there is incredible. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. And I looked it up online afterwards. I wish I'd done it beforehand, but I was busy. Um, and it was really fun. We we hiked a total of about 21 miles, and I borrowed a pack from Brad and some equipment from Scott O'Daniel. Um, and we slept outside under the stars. Scott Fairley and I did, and it was cold the first night. It was 31 degrees, um, or it was below freezing. How's that? Because there was ice all over where it had condensed on some of our stuff right next to where I was sleeping. And I woke up just pre-dawn, and I was cold in the sleeping bag I was in. So, um, yeah, but it ended up being a really fun trip, and it was beautiful, and my feet hurt, and I was pretty tired on the way. We came out the last day, so we hiked about 6.5 miles in the first day, camped at Minam Lake, then hiked up over a ridge and down into the lake's basin, which is right in the center of the Wallowa Mountains, right under Eagle Cap Peak, or Eagle Cap, whatever they call it. Um, and that was gorgeous. And then we started hiking up to Eagle Cap. We're going to go up that. It's not the tallest, but it's one of the taller peaks in the Wallowas. And we got on this ridge. Um, you had to hike up, like half a mile along this ridge, and it was straight down on both sides. And I was like, I can't do this. So I stopped, and Kit and Scott went on, and I went back down. Um, and then the next day we hiked out about 7.5 miles. Um, and it was gorgeous. And actually, we were looking at the geomorphology and the geology, and it was really cool. It's just a complete mishmash. It's amazing. But so we're hiking down this glacial valley, and a lot of this area is formed by glaciers. We're hiking down this glacial valley, and we hit this thing that I thought was going to be the terminal moraine, because from the angle on the trail we could see through trees, and it looked like it. And we come up to it, and it's just this huge mound, and it's got a pond next to it with a hole that comes right down off the side of the ridge. And we're like, what is this? We couldn't figure it out. So on the way down, we ran into some Forest Service guys, and we asked them, and the guy said it was a site where it was a meteor impact. Meteorite. I guess it's a meteorite if it hits, I can't remember. Anyway, which is, and wasn't sure I believed him, but I got on Google Maps and checked it out, and it's pretty amazing the site you can see, and it kind of makes sense when you look at it. And there's no other, I mean, there's no sort of natural process that's not something incredibly unusual like a meteor strike that really explains it. So, yeah, we had a great time. It was pretty cool. I need to be in better shape or something. Cardiovascularly, I was okay. I think I need better boots. My feet hurt at the end. Anyway, it was cool. But it reminded me a little bit of your bromance weekend, except for there you had many more people with you on your trip. Um, and I. All right, the battery ran out, so I'm done. Tell Dwayne I enjoyed his video in particular, the one with the bear, and I had a really clever pun that I was going to talk about afterwards. I was going to call it his something video, bear something video, and I can't remember it now, so it's a complete failure. Anyway, until I speak to you again, be like the camera, still dead.